We are learning new information tonight about a report alleging President Biden's son Hunter attempted to shake down the Libyan government for millions of dollars. Chief Washington correspondent Mike Emanuel tells us what he's hearing tonight. Good evening, Mike.
Brett, good evening. These emails about Hunter Biden were obtained by Business Insider. The first email from January 28, 2015, written by a Democratic donor named Sam Jahari to Sheikh Mohammed al-Rabbani, an Obama campaign donor. They were reportedly seeking to help recover billions in Libyan assets frozen by the Obama administration when Joe Biden was vice president. Jahari lays out Hunter's demands in a January 28, 2015 email, writing, "Per phone conversation, I met with number 2 son. He wants $2 million per year retainer plus success fees. He wants to hire his own people. It can be close circle of people for confidentiality. His dad is deciding to run or not." A second email dated February 26, 2016, Jahari and al-Rabbani receive an update from attorney John Sandweg, who had reportedly reached out to Hunter's team about the Libya deal. I spoke with HB's team yesterday. They are interested in the project, but emphasized for them to get involved, the team, lobbyists, lawyers, and PR, would need to be a small group of folks they have a tight relationship with. They do not want a large group involved, and they only want people with whom they have a close relationship with due to the sensitivity surrounding their involvement. At the end of today's White House briefing, a reporter fired a question at Press Secretary Jen Psaki about Hunter Biden. She ignored the question. A White House spokesman later responded no comment when reached by Fox. Today, the top Republican on House Oversight called these latest revelations troubling.
Hunter Biden has a pattern of abuse, a pattern of trying to sell influence to his family. So I think this just vindicates a lot of people like myself and a lot of my colleagues in Congress who have always said Hunter Biden is someone we should be suspicious of and someone who we should be having access for oversight.
This is not related to the emails from Hunter's purported laptop. Fox has reached out to Hunter Biden, but no response so far.
Okay, thanks everyone.
I have a question on Hunter Biden. In 2019, you tweeted it was Russian disinfo. Now Politico is confirming they corroborated it. Have you changed your mind?
Business Insider reporting today that when Joe Biden was the vice president, Hunter Biden sought a retainer of $2 million a year to help, quote, unfreeze money that belonged to the Libyan government. Now if that's true, that's very serious. You'll remember that Hillary Clinton had Muammar Gaddafi, the head of Libya, killed for reasons nobody ever explained, completely destroyed the country and the lives of the people who live there. And then money from the Treasury was impounded. If Hunter Biden was actually lobbying the U.S. government while his dad was vice president to get that money, that's a very big deal. It's probably a crime. Meanwhile, Ben Schreckinger of Politico is out with a book that confirms that Hunter Biden's laptop is not fake, it's not Russian disinformation. The laptop contains evidence that the Biden family was in fact selling access to Joe Biden to entities in China and Ukraine and many other countries. A year ago, Politico reported the intelligence community thought the laptop was, quote, Russian disinformation. Why are they telling us this now? Not that we ever believe their lies. Glenn Greenwald is an independent journalist, very independent. He writes on Substack. He joins us tonight. So, Glenn, I don't think you're shocked by this, but you do have to ask, like, why are they telling us this now?
The evidence was overwhelming from the very beginning, Tucker, that the emails were authentic, and yet they lied and lied and lied, as you just showed, trying to convince people to not even pay attention to them on the grounds that they were disinformation, that the emails were fake. Now, the new book that just came out is from this young reporter at Politico who spent months digging into all of these emails, and obviously had he unearthed proof that these emails were forgeries and put that in his book, he would be a star. You would know his name. He'd be a household name. He'd be on every TV show. But because his reporting said the opposite, he found even more proof that all those emails were authentic, which meant that these media outlets, all of them pretty much, with a few exceptions, deliberately lied to the public in the weeks before the election by telling them that this was Russian disinformation when they knew it wasn't true. They're ignoring his book. He's not a right-wing journalist. He's from one of the most mainstream publications. He has the proof in his hands that they all lied, and they don't want anyone to know it.
Do you honestly think that if you're NBC News, if you're CNN, if you're the New York Times, the Washington Post, can you just sort of move forward as if you didn't participate in a lying campaign to influence a political election?
You know, as you know, Tucker, I was at the media outlet that I founded when this all happened, and they were the ones who published as well the claim that this was Russian disinformation, and then a week later told me that I couldn't report on this story because the documents weren't verified, in contrast to the CIA lie that they had published. So all throughout the media, this is their prevailing mindset. They know that they have an audience filled with liberals who hate Donald Trump and the Trump movement, and their only business model is to aggrandize those people. And they know that even if they lie and get caught lying, their audience and readers don't care, in fact, like them even more because they believe they're on the right side. So you have a huge numbers of journalists who believe that they have the right to lie, and even when they get caught, they don't care because they know their audience won't hold it against them.
You came on, I think, immediately after you left The Intercept, and I thought it was said then, but looking back on it, the media outlet that you founded tried to make you lie or prevented you from telling the truth. I mean, that's just really sums up the moment we're living in. I'm really sorry that you went through that. I just think it's awful in every way. But you're thriving, obviously. Glenn Greenwald, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Tucker.